Hey, accounting scholars, we're going to finish up the inventory portion of this by demonstrating why the just-in-time inventory model is different and why it is so effective. The just-in-time inventory model is basically a combination of what would be called a demand pull and a visual system. By demand pull, meaning that the customer demand is actually pulling the inventory into the production cycle, meaning that if there is a high demand, the inventory replenishment will happen relatively quickly. On the other hand, if there is a lower demand, the inventory replenishment cycle will happen slowly. There are specific goals associated with this, and basically the goals are replenishment, as shown here in the graphic, of inventory when you need it, and in the quantities that you need it in. So it is a relatively straightforward in the sense of if you visually see, and that's the Kanban portion of it, that you need inventory, you're actually ordering inventory and making sure it is available online. So that's a very, very common inventory methodology that is used in many systems, manufacturing systems today, because one, it keeps the costs of inventory down, as we talked about, the ordering costs and carrying costs, and at the same time it keeps the inventory levels to a minimum, because inventory, as shown here again in the picture, is delivered just as it is needed. As you can see, there's a gentleman running to the line with two items in inventory, and there's a gentleman leaving the line because two finished products have been produced. So again, is replenishment of inventory of what you need, when you need it, in the needed quantity. Okay, let's move on to a different area. Let's talk a little bit about compensation plans. Now, compensation plans, and that's a fancy word for how people are paid. Essentially, compensation plans relate to not only the specific salary or amount per hour someone is paid, but it also relates to other kinds of benefits, such as insurance, paid leave, gross pay, things of that nature. So what are the various types of compensation plans in terms of how people are paid? Well, the first is piece rate. And here again, these are more definitional terms that you'll need to know. The piece rate basically says if you're working on a production line, for instance, it's actually the number of units that you produce. Pay is based on the units completed. Let's say you decided to, let's say you had sewing capabilities and you knew how to sew socks. A manufacturer of socks might come to you and say, okay, for every pair of socks you complete, we will pay you $1. That would be a piece rate system. Okay, then the second type is commission. I think some of you that have part-time jobs in retail stores like Sears or JCPenney may even be on a commission related type of compensation. Uh, Here, your pay is based on what you sell. So if you were working and you were in the shoe department and you sold $100 worth of shoes and you had a 5% commission rate, you would essentially make $5 commission. So sometimes commission is what's called straight commission. Straight commission means that you're only paid on what you sell and no other way, or it could be a combination of an hourly rate plus commission. And those of you that have retail part-time jobs, let's say in Sears or J.C. Penney, may be on what would be a mixed commission rate, where you're actually paid an hourly rate plus you're paid a percentage of the sales that you actually make. Then, in a true, probably the most popular for non-professional people way of being paid is on an hourly basis. That's most common and probably the way most part-time jobs work. You get paid $10 an hour, $8 an hour, $11 an hour. It's based on the number of hours that you work. And last but not least is a salary. And a salary is different from an hourly in that it is based on a particular period of time. For instance, teachers are paid 2 times a month. And so it's, essentially 2 weeks and a couple days that their pay period is for each paycheck they receive. And it doesn't matter how many hours they work. It's just based upon a pay rate for a period of time. So that is salary. Again, difference from hourly in terms of hourly is based on just on the actual hours that you work. Okay, what are some of the other kinds of compensation that you can receive? Well, for larger companies, they'll typically pay bonuses if the company has a good year. Probably the most famous is the Christmas bonus, where companies will pay X amount of dollars to employees in addition to their salary or even their hourly rate if the company has had a good year. The other benefit, very important, is insurance. These could take a variety of forms, as in the picture here on the left shows. Health insurance, extremely important. Very popular issue in the news today with Obamacare, and something that you as young adults are going to have to grapple with very shortly after college. In the past, companies didn't necessarily have to provide you insurance, or you didn't really need insurance if you're in your early 20s. Now, with Obamacare, everyone must have insurance and pay for insurance if you're capable. Other areas is paid leave. For instance, if you're a teacher and you have a baby, you get off. You get X amount of months off to have the baby, and that time off is paid, which is really a nice benefit. And most companies have some type of paid leave, related to maternity benefits, and even fathers, in some cases, get paid leave when their family has a baby. Last but not least, there's the concept of gross pay versus net pay. And those of you that have received paychecks from a part-time job are intimately familiar with this concept. The gross pay portion of it just basically says if you're paid $10 an hour and you work 10 hours, you're paid $100. That is gross pay. But the reality of it is you don't necessarily receive $100 in your paycheck. there is money taken out for taxes and other related kinds of items that are required by law for your employer to do. And so the actual amount you receive after deductions for taxes and things of that nature is what is called net pay, the amount you receive. Sometimes called take-home pay, money in your pocket pay, that type of thing. So gross pay is different than net pay. All right. Let's talk about how bonuses are calculated. And there's usually three different ways that bonuses are calculated. Bonuses can be calculated on a variety of areas, but usually it's net income. How much did the company actually make? And so the bonus amount sometimes is based on net income before the bonus is paid and before taxes are paid. Sometimes the bonus is paid after the bonus has been paid and before taxes are paid. And then the third way is net income after bonus and after taxes. So there's some math here involved, and we're going to kind of go through a little word problem here, but I think the math is relatively straight. The bonus rate is actually the percentage of that the bonus that that would be actually paid to employees. So let's take an example. A company anticipates that they're going to have an income before bonus and taxes of $400,000. Not a bad year, and it's set as bonus rate at 12%, meaning that 12% of whatever basis they're using is going to be the bonus amount, or is going to determine the bonus amount, and then the tax rate is 20%. So we have three questions here. What is the bonus based on income before taxes and bonus? So basically, the company is paying the bonus even before they pay taxes or before they pay the bonus. The second one is, what is the bonus, how much is bonus is paid if it's based on income before taxes but after bonus. So the bonus is actually subtracted before they pay the bonus amount. And then the third one is, what is the bonus amount if it's based on net income after the taxes are paid and after bonus. So there's some math involved here. So in the first example, relatively straightforward. Bonus is based on net income before taxes and bonus. You just basically have the bonus rate, 12% times 400,000. So the answer there would be a bonus of $48,000. Now, if the company gets tricky and says, okay, we're going to base the bonus on income before taxes, but after the bonus is paid. And as you can see there, you have to subtract the bonus, and then you come out with an amount a little less than the $48,000 in the first example, when it was based on taxes before when it was paid on before taxes and bonus. In this case, it was paid before taxes but after bonus. Okay, and in the third example, the company says, hey, we're not going to pay the bonus until we pay our taxes and after we pay the bonus. And as you can see, the math in algebra is relatively straightforward here. In this particular case, the bonus would be $42,857.14. All right, guys, that finishes up our examples here for the way people are compensated, our discussion on inventories, and the notes for this particular chapter. So here again, review the last few slides to make sure you understand the math associated with these 3 different scenarios because, again, you will be seeing them on quiz tests and probably your final. Have a good evening, guys. See you tomorrow.